This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
3, 2.
Welcome to DBL. It's Thursday, April 29th. I'm Tori, and I'm here with Lindsay and Al. Looking good, everyone. Let's get started. We have got to talk about President Biden and his first address to Congress last night. So first off, there was this historic moment with two powerful women right behind the president. Take a look.
Madam Speaker, Madam Vice President. No president has ever said those words from this podium. No president has ever said those words, and it's about time.
Just moments before that, Vice President Kamala Harris and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi greeted each other with an elbow bump. In his speech, the president laid out a bold vision for the country with his American Families Plan. Now, it costs nearly $2 trillion. That's with a T. A lot of the plan could directly affect you and your family, especially if you have kids or grandkids. So, Tori, you're saying, what's in it? All right, let me tell you. It expands the child tax credit. It lowers the cost of childcare, provides universal preschool and 2 years of free community college. It also creates a national paid family and medical leave program. That's just some of the plans. So, DBL Nation, we want to know what you thought of the president's speech last night and his vision for America. Go ahead to dblvote.com to weigh in. It was a pivot, let's say that, to government investing in its people. It's the age-old argument. Do we want government, big government, to invest in its people, or do we want small government to stay out of our business? What do you think, Linz?
Well, first, the visuals were really powerful. Seeing the two women in the line of succession from Biden was amazing to me. So I wanted to start there. And then, you know, I think the message to me that I got was that big government is back. Unlike when we saw Clinton speak in years prior, it's just like, name the problem, we're paying for it by hiring people's taxes. And so I think that while that's exciting, you know, this is a capitalist country. And so you're telling everybody, if you get to the American dream, just know that more than half of your income is going to go towards making everybody's dreams come true. Now, there were some positive things in there, like the child credits that they're giving to mothers and families, and I think that's important, especially as somebody who's about to become a mom. I'm looking at these things in a different way than I did maybe just 6 months ago.
Sure.
But I do think that there's a lot of spending. I mean, you named just for one plan $2 trillion, but if you calculate everything, he's like, green this, do this. You know, we're at trillions, and I don't know how he really plans to pay for this without taking the entire salary of people over $400,000.
Well, it's true. Over $400,000, you will be paying, and billionaires out there, you will be paying an extraordinary amount. They're talking about roads, bridges, expanding social programs, senior living, which a lot of people need and are wanting, combating climate change, an enormously breathtaking amount of scope that he wants to cover. What do you think?
Wait, one more thing. Can I just say, I was really disappointed about the fact that he didn't spend more time on racial justice. I know he touched on it. He talked about the Chauvin verdict and all that stuff, but I felt like he could have really said, I think what Erica was crying or almost in tears about yesterday was what exactly will be the executive orders or the plans to stop this that you will make part of your legacy, and he neglected to name anything real hardcore to me.
Yeah, I thought that was definitely lacking. I'm glad you brought that up. As for who's going to pay, I mean, I think there's probably at least half of Americans that are like me. I'm like, it's time for the people that have figured out a way to skirt taxes for decades to pay. We casually just throw around, Amazon didn't pay any taxes, and we just throw it around like a fun fact that you read on the bottom of a Snapple cap. I mean, how is that possible? It's because we all know that if you make enough money to have a financial team underneath you, they can figure out every loophole to make you not pay your fair share. Teachers don't have that. Regular folks do not have that. And I do look forward to a world where we decide to invest in our country. We always go, well, who's going to pay for that? Who's going to pay for that? We never say that when we build 3 battleships we never use. How many military fighter planes that have never taken off have we spent? No one's ever asked that question. But as soon as it's time to talk about, you know, how we're going to take care of these kids and paternity and maternity leave, oh, now there's no money from mommy and daddy. So I'm ready to invest in this country. I actually believe in this country, and I want to see us get into some infrastructure. Let's put people back to work and feel good about themselves. I think that we're forgetting that there is an energy to a country when everybody is working and feels valid. Nobody wants to sit and collect unemployment. So let's get back to work. Let's see what's up.
It's the dignity you're talking about, and I have to go back to history with FDR. This is a new idea of I'm investing in this country and I'm going to get dignity back into the American people. Now, some people didn't agree, right? We got a lot of people saying no. Bill from Twitter says the president telling billionaires to pay your fair share should be popular to everyone except to billionaires. Fair. Greg says the president spent less than 3 minutes talking about the crisis at our borders, another thing that was remiss. And Jonathan said communists and compromisers are destroying this nation and no one is discussing it. We want to get the final vote. 63% of you approve, 37% of you disapprove. That's usually where people are, right in that 62-37 amount. Interesting. Well, keep writing us in. We'll get to look at your comments a little bit later. But the Republicans chose South Carolina Senator Tim Scott to deliver their response to the president and his plan for America. Here's some of what he said.
Our best future will not come from Washington schemes or socialist dreams. It will come from you, the American people. From colleges to corporations to our culture, people are making money and gaining power by pretending we haven't made any progress at all. Hear me clearly. America is not a racist country.
Al, Lindsay, agree, disagree?
I think it was smart of them to choose the brother Tim Scott to speak as their reply response and say that we are such a post-racial country. And, you know, I understand why they picked Tim Scott. I get it. But Tim Scott stopped. There are a lot of things that, yes, we have progressed. If you're talking about from slavery to now, yes, we've seen the first black president, and there are milestones that we've made. But there are several things that are embedded into all of our systems that we need to change and reform so that we can treat people equally in this country. So him even trying to make that a key poignant moment of his speech was very frustrating.
I just didn't even think he believed it either. Like, I was like, I don't even know if he believes it, but maybe he does. What do you think of that? I mean, did you laugh? Did you?
I didn't get it.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't get the point of that. I thought that he would focus less on the racial aspect because obviously we saw on the January 6th that there was a lot of people that are super alt-right, you know, the Jews will not replace this kind of people. And every week we see a new black man or black woman murdered on television. We're actually waiting for another one to drop, like an R. Kelly mixtape, so that'll be out soon. You know, so I don't know if that's the lane that they want to go right now. I thought that they were going to attack the fact that we're spending too much money.
Right.
I think that's their stronghold,
right.
and that's traditional Republican value is
Right.
smaller government, spend less money.
Fiscally conservative.
Lower taxes.
I thought the same thing. If you're a Republican right now and you're fiscally conservative, you might not trust the government to handle all of that money to go into these social programs. They don't have a great track record sometimes, the government. So we get the fiscally conservative folks as well, and I wish that they had sort of rebutted on that angle, because that's a really
I was just surprised they didn't. I thought that was
a fair response.
Yeah, they were focusing on brave police officers in black neighborhoods, and while that's a thing, it's like pointing out something that is not the issue.
Correct.
It's like, yes, we are praising people that protect and serve in their communities, but also just saying there are brave police officers in black communities. It's like, great, but there are also too many people dying. One is too many for no reason.
Right. It's an epidemic. That's an issue. We should discuss it. All right, before we go to break, we have got a viral video for you. It's that time of year, yes, of course, when kids are finding out if they've been accepted into college.
I got in yesterday.
Oh my God, you're so old. That's not true. Check out one teen's reaction to finding out if he got into UC Berkeley. Take a look.
What? No way! Let's go!
In case you missed that, he is the son of immigrants. How great is that moment? Do y'all remember getting into your school of choice? I didn't get into mine.
I remember getting shut down by Syracuse and then getting accepted to my second choice, which is Temple, which ended up being a great, brilliant experience for me.
There you go.
Yeah, Temple's great.
Yeah.
I didn't think I was going to go to college. It's so interesting. I did not have good grades coming out of high school. I got in a small black school in Mississippi, and it changed my life. So I think you got into where you were supposed to go. You went to Temple. Things happened that led you to sitting in this chair, getting ready to bring a new life into this world. So everything worked out as it should.
I can't complain.
There you go. That's the American dream. Coming up on DBL, we got Jessica Simpson, and she's saying she has no clue what she weighs since she literally tossed out her scale. We want to know if you would trash yours too, if it meant for better mental health. And actor Elliot Page opens up to Oprah about his gender transition. We'll be right back.
Closed captioning provided by...
The Verified team is here to cut through some of the misinformation spreading online about the COVID-19 vaccine. So let's verify this question. Will taking drugs like Tylenol or aspirin to suppress a fever affect your immune response to the COVID-19 vaccine? In other words, is taking a pill for pain going to make you less protected? Here are our sources, the CDC and two infectious disease experts, Dr. Linda Nabha and Dr. William Schaffner. Both our experts say that the answer is no. Let's start with Dr. Schaffner, who told us via email, quote, dampening side effects will allow you to feel better, but will not diminish your immune response to these strong vaccines. Dr. Nabha agrees.
We really don't want people to feel so uncomfortable that they really can't function through the day.
We also checked with the CDC. On their website, they recommend talking to a doctor, but write the following. You can take these medications to relieve post-vaccination side effects if you have no other medical reasons that prevent you from taking these medications normally. So we can verify that there's just no evidence out there that taking a pill like Tylenol after your vaccine is going to impact your immune response after getting that shot. With your Verify, I'm Evan Kozloff, Fox 61 News.
DBL. There's Brianna. Hello. Big shout out. Those are our coworkers tuning in from home during the pandemic. We miss you guys terribly. We can't wait to see you. Well, Jessica Simpson revealed that she doesn't weigh herself. Speaking to Hoda Kotb on the Today Show, she said previous struggles with her weight and body image have made her think about her weight and health in a whole new way. So much that she's decided to just ditch the scale. Watch this.
Well, you tossed that scale out. I mean, you threw it away. You said it was like a Ouija board in church. Bye-bye.
It was like a Ouija board.
Get out.
I have no idea how much I weigh. Like, I just want to feel good and be able to zip my pants up. If I don't, I have another size. I have every size. I've really tried my hardest to not let that define me.
I love this. I ditched my scale because it made me very sad. But I also like her transparency. And before everyone was transparent in like 2020, Jessica Simpson was really transparent. What did you think?
I think you go through well, for me, I went through phases of like when I worked out a lot and I used to weigh myself every day, and then I would get sad because the numbers would go up and down with like muscle mass or whatever. And I really went crazy. And then I just was like, forget this. I'm not getting on the scale. Now I have to get on the scale every 4 weeks because I go see my doctor.
You don't have to look.
I know, but it's very.
That's what I do.
There's something happening.
Like, you have to look. I'm making eye contact with you. Look away. Look down.
And I'm back in my head because I'm like, how much weight am I supposed to gain versus how much weight is this baby supposed to gain for me? And so there's a lot going on in my head that I don't really like. But you know, that's what happens.
Speaking of that, Jessica Simpson, we all know during pregnancy, famously, really sort of like gained a lot of weight for a lot of women. I'm not shaming her in any way, but I think she took from that and learned an experience of like, I'm just going to go up and down, and that's okay.
Right. You even see Oprah talk about it when she lost all that weight. She was like, this is unrealistic for me to attain and keep as my weight goal. So.
Remember when Oprah dragged in the amount of weight she lost?
She said that was one of the worst things she's ever done.
Right, because she gained it back. It was like all water weight. Al, what do you think?
You put a lot of pressure on yourself when you do something like that. When you do the big reveal and take the raincoat off and you got six-pack abs, it's like now you got to maintain that, bro.
Exactly.
It's, you know, honestly, we're talking about other people and other celebrities, but like we can look at this show. I mean, Lindsay, you'll see in a couple more seasons when we flash back, you kind of. I remember, Tori, you said one time you just kind of see yourself doing this show because that's how life is. We might have done a show the day after Thanksgiving or a week after your summer workout routine. So your weight kind of fluctuates.
It definitely does. All right, Elliot Page, speaking about Oprah, is opening up to her about his decision to come out as transgender. In his first TV interview since coming out in December, Elliot tells Oprah why he felt compelled to share his truth with the world. Let's take a quick look.
For me, I think it is in this time we're in right now, and especially with this, horrible backlash we're seeing towards trans people, particularly trans youth, it really felt imperative to do so.
Elliot also spoke to Oprah about how he feels living his life as his authentic self. Listen to this.
On some level, it feels just like the most miraculous, amazing thing. And it also was just sort of the experience of, oh, there I am. Like, oh, there I am. And a part of me was like, oh my God, why was that so hard?
Elliot's full interview with Oprah airs tomorrow on Apple TV+. What do you think about his reasons for coming out? I always think Oprah introduced us all, to me at least, to the authentic self. I'd eat my SpaghettiOs being like, oh, I got to get into that. I got to get an aha moment going now. I mean, what do you think about his reasoning? What do you think, Linz?
I think it's important that he stepped up and said this and had this interview with Oprah, because I was just watching an interview actually with Dwayne Wade yesterday talking about Zaya, and he was like,
which is his
daughter.
Yes.
Yeah, and so he was like, Dwayne Wade was like, I'm so happy that critics said so much about my daughter, because this opened up a conversation that saved lives, and we made the conversation, the uncomfortable conversations happen.
We went there.
And I think that's what Oprah's doing right now by giving the space for this interview.
What do you think, Al?
It's great to see just people making what I see as a very normal choice in 2021. Obviously, this is near and dear to my heart. I have somebody in my family that's trans that I'm very close to, and it goes beyond close to. They're a mentor of mine, even though they're 10 years younger. But there's something about feeling like yourself.
Right.
And we've seen the other side, Lindsay. We've seen how the self-destructive nature of people that are living a lie and how it eats away at them, and it turns into alcoholism or abuse or all of these things.
Or suicide.
It doesn't come from anywhere.
Right.
And so when we see somebody living his truth, how could you be mad at that?
Right.
Tell me. I want to know.
I don't know the answer to that. We'll be right back.
We all know that movement Gas stations nationwide are bracing for fuel shortages, but it's not because of lack of gasoline. Let's connect the dots. The problem? There aren't enough truck drivers to get that gasoline to gas stations. New data shows a quarter of all tank trucks are not in use right now because there simply aren't enough qualified drivers. The pandemic pushed many drivers into early retirement. Plus, not just anybody can be a tank truck driver. It requires special certification and weeks of training even after being hired. Many driving schools shut down during the pandemic, cutting down the pool of new drivers. Experts say vacation hotspots like Florida are most likely to see the shortages. And that is connecting the dots.
Welcome back to DBL. Today's Heart Threads is all about joy, which we need. Watch this 5-year-old play outside for the very first time since the pandemic started last year, reminding us all that it's simplest things that give us the most joy.
Volunteers built this boy with cancer a play set to distract from treatment.
I was born in 2015 and I'm 5.
Henry Edwards is fighting T-cell acute lymphoblastic leukemia, a type of pediatric leukemia. Since the diagnosis, Henry's parents have tried to make life normal.
We have been stuck inside for months, and he is, in this new chapter where we're not going to the hospital quite as much.
To up his spirits, volunteers from Rogers Builders and Rock Solid Foundation work together to construct a backyard playset for Henry and his brother. Rock Solid Foundation is known for raising hope for kids fighting with cancer.
And we get to see Play Defeat Cancer, because when that family comes around the corner and they see the play set for the first time, guess what they're not thinking about? Cancer, and we won.
Sarah Edwards, Henry's mom, said Henry's treatment is going well and looks forward to spending time on the play set this summer.
We have had so many days that haven't been great, and so having this to look forward to, and then just seeing the smile on his face when he saw it, and then when he started to get to play and everything. I mean, that's amazing.
A kid being a kid, it's the best. We'll be right back with DBL Deal Blast. Stay tuned.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
fact-checking President Joe Biden's address and Senator Tim Scott's response. Our fact-checkers combed through the president's address and used vetted sources to check out some of those claims, like this one.
Senior deaths from COVID-19 are down 80% since January.
This claim is true. We analyzed CDC data of weekly COVID deaths, comparing the numbers from Biden's first full week in office with the most recent complete data sample on April 3rd. We found the death toll for people 65 and older is down almost 87%.
While this was all going on, the economy created more than 1,300,000 new jobs in 100 days. More jobs in the first 100 days than any president on record.
This claim is true. We dug through monthly employment reports from the Bureau of Labor Statistics and found that in Biden's first 100 days, the economy created nearly 1.3 million jobs, just as he claimed. As for how it compares to other presidents, well, the data only dates back to 1994, but it shows that far more jobs were created under Biden than the first 100 days of Presidents Trump, Obama, and George W. Bush. It's important to note that the U.S. lost more than 9 million jobs in 2020 after COVID hit. We also dug through Senator Tim Scott's rebuttal.
Just before COVID, we had the most inclusive economy in my lifetime, the lowest unemployment rates ever recorded for African Americans, Hispanics, and Asians, and a 70-year low nearly for women.
This claim is true. Data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics shows for African Americans, the 24 months of lowest unemployment were between 2018 and 2020, right before COVID. For Hispanic Americans, the 10 lowest were in that same time frame, as were 4 of the 5 lowest for Asian Americans. And women saw 2 of their lowest unemployment months, topped only by months in 1952 and 1953. So that lines up with Senator Scott's claim. With your Verify, I'm Gabe Cohen.
Welcome back to DBL. It's time for some sweet, sweet deals. Earlier, Steph showed me some amazing products at even better prices. Here's this week's DBL Deal Blast, presented by MorningSave.com. What do you have for us today, Stephanie?
Hey Tori, I'm here with some great products and deals just for you guys. So first up, I've got the perfect item to add a little bit of colour in the bedroom. It's the Bib Home Reversible Two-Tone All-Season Down Alternative Comforter. So normally it's as much as $99.
Ooh, that's
We've got it for only $29. Saving up to 71%. This is a really easy way to keep your allergies at bay.
Great price.
Oh, yes. Whew. Okay, next up, we've got something that will take your look up a notch.
Oh.
It's the Diamond Muse 1/10 of a carat diamond two-tone diamond heart link bolo bracelet. So normally it's as much as $105.
I mean, it's diamonds. I mean, it's diamonds, yeah.
Diamonds. We've got it for only $39. Saving up to 63%. I just adore these. I think they're beautiful.
2 words, Mother's Day.
Okay, next up, I've got something that's a must-have in anyone's skin routine. It's the Avani Supreme Magnetic Mud Mask.
Whoa.
Normally, this is as much as $100.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
It makes sense. There's a lot of good things in there. We've got it for only $15. Saving up to 85%.
I love good savings on skincare because it's so pricey, you guys, and it's so worth it. That's such a good price for something you really would use all the time.
Okay, lastly, Tori, if you are like me, which I know you are, and you've got a green thumb, you've got a garden, and do you know what goes well with it this time of year? I'll tell you, it's the Midwest Gloves and Gear Growing Rack Greenhouse.
Wow.
So normally it's as much as $68, which I think is reasonable for what you'll get it. We've got it for $34, saving 50%.
This is my savings dance. Savings dance. Head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices. You can even visit morningsave.com right on your smartphone while you're lounging. Thank you so much, Steph. While you're lounging. All right, we got some really good comments and a lot of them, so thank you. Steve from Facebook says, independent view. After 4 years of the GOP spending $8 trillion keeping the wealthy happy, please don't put down the Dems for a $2 trillion plan to keep and help the middle class, working poor, and rebuild our crumbling nation. But Kristen disagrees when the president mentioned raising the minimum wage to $15. All I could think is this is going to hurt every restaurant that is already struggling after a year of being shut down. What do you guys think?
I think this is like a different time. We haven't been in a time where we've been shut down and all these small businesses are trying to rebuild. So I think we have to just wait and see what happens. But I think piling it all on, like we got from Biden last night, might not be the best way. I understand what you're saying, to help people in need.
Yeah, let's just hope he can come through. He's done it so far.
Yep.
People getting vaccinated.
Bold challenge. DBL's new every day. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow.